All right, so we just came back from watching Star Wars, Episode 7. Just a general idea. We actually haven't even talked about it yet. What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was very exciting.
Exciting?
I think exciting is the best word to describe it.
I felt that the movie pretty much did what it had to do.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little difficult because
it's very difficult.
We're trying. We want to not give away too many spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything. I just feel like here, just end. Like don't say anything because you should just go see it for yourself. It's everything you'd probably hope for, I think.
How do we do this without giving spoilers?
Well, here's the thing: we're not going to give spoilers. We're probably going to end up talking forever afterwards. So I think what we're going to do is this is just a concise first impression kind of video. It's not like we can't ever do videos again because, you know, we're going to be talking about this movie for a while, just like the old Star Wars movies. Like, you know, we're still talking about them. So there's many more chances we'll have to talk more about it.
We're probably going to have to come back to this movie, too, because there's going to be Episode 8, Episode 9, and all that. Yeah. So I think we'll be talking about this movie for quite a while. You're right.
Yeah, and I personally prefer to have more time to, like, actually construct what I have to say. Like, right now, I'm fucking exhausted. Now, when I say the movie was great and it was exciting, it was, but I do have sort of something that can be viewed as a negative. It's not necessarily a negative, but it can be viewed as a negative, is that I think there's a lot of repetition in it. There's a lot of plot devices that were from the earlier movies that were sort of echoed in this one.
Well, the whole movie is a remake of A New Hope.
There you go.
So
I didn't want to say that, but you said it, and that's true. So I feel validated in that now.
I'll sum up what I think about the movie with this.
Sure.
Do you remember how Nintendo made? And stay with me here.
Okay.
Nintendo made A Link Between Worlds, which was a remake of Link to the Past, but they did it well, and everybody really enjoyed the game, and it was really good. That's kind of how I felt about this. Is that this is a remake of A New Hope done in a different way. You know, it's not scene for scene, word for word, but it's very similar to A New Hope. And I think that they did a pretty good job with it. I understand why they went in that direction because a lot of fans were not happy with the prequels. So it's like, well, what do people like about Star Wars? They liked what the original trilogy was, so they redid it. Which is like you kind of can't go wrong with that. Except that I'd kind of also like to see something new.
Yeah, I did want to bring that up, that I feel like by watching this, it seemed very obvious that there was a very conscious effort to mimic the things from the old movies to make people happy. And ultimately, that doesn't go wrong, but I feel
the way they do it is very well done, but there's a lot of fan service.
Yes.
It's like, okay, they introduced the new characters, and then I don't want to give too much away or anything, but we've seen in the trailers, like these characters are in the movie. Like everybody knows Han Solo's in the movie, Millennium Falcon's in the movie. I'm not giving anything away by saying that. That's in the trailers. So it's like half hour into the movie, show the Millennium Falcon, everybody, yay! 10 minutes later, show Han Solo, yay! And about every 10 minutes, they show you, you know, R2-D2 or something like, and it's kind of like, all right, well, you're just kind of, they spread it out over the whole movie. It's kind of I like the movie a lot, but I also felt like
yeah.
I will also say it is really just a remake of A New Hope, I feel, and it's not
in a way it is
in a way, and it's not surprising to me because J.J. Abrams really did the same thing with Star Trek. It's like, oh, Space Seed, let's remake that into let's bring back Khan. It's like you know. That
was my favorite episode of Star Trek, but
it's a great episode, but we've heard the story.
Yeah.
New Hope is great, but we've heard it. What's the next thing? Yeah. That's the big problem, I think, with the overarching problem with it.
And I can justify it a bit. This might be a little difficult to explain, but I feel like a theme in the Star Wars movies is repetition, is history repeats itself. So there is a lot of like, if something happened before, then there's someone else. It's going to be the destiny for something else to happen that repeats it. So there is a lot of times where I think it fits, but it really did feel like this movie didn't do anything new. Really, I mean, I don't want to say that, but
well, there was new things in it, but the overarching idea of the whole movie, sort of the umbrella plot, it's like you kind of feel like you've been there before, you've seen it all before. But
there were so many
there's
times
a lot of new things.
I was like, okay, wait a minute, we've seen that happen. That's like the same plot device.
Let's talk about things we liked in the movie.
Okay,
I can tell you something I liked. I liked BB-8 a lot. I thought that BB-8 was a really cool.
It's actually a good design. If they could design a robot like that, it would be cool.
It was an actual practical effect, and that thing is real. Like, so he was great. He was funny, and he was very expressive and everything. So I really liked BB-8. I thought as far as the main new characters, Rey and Finn, I thought they were fine.
Yeah, Rey was great. I thought, and Finn was great.
What is like the part of the movie that stood out for you as like, oh, this is really good? Like, what was your favorite part of the movie? Can you think of that?
See, I just remember specific moments right now. Well, yes, but I can't. I don't want to say them right now.
Okay.
But overall, though, what did I like about it was that it felt very organic. I do have a couple other things to say that are kind of negative, but I do feel like if you've heard me talk about this before, like my prediction for it, or just how I felt about it initially, was that I mean, to me, Return of the Jedi is just such a perfect ending, and that's just, to me, it's always been the ending. And
well, that's the whole question to begin with, to continue on with the story. Right?
I wish I could say that after seeing this, I'm wrong, but I still feel like everything I said, I still stand by that. That I feel like this sequel is actually unnecessary. If you look at it, did I like seeing it? Yes. I welcome it still, but really, this is like.
It didn't need to happen, but they're doing it anyway, so just go along with it.
Like with most movie sequels, a lot of times it's, oh well, that was that, but what happens next? You know, and then it's always kind of like, this definitely felt like
Return of the Jedi had a very strong, definitive ending.
And with the prequels, the prequels existed because there were missing pieces of the story, and to see the whole resolution of Anakin's storyline. This one is sort of the beginning of a new storyline, I think, and it gives a lot of promise. I think by the end of this movie, you'll be waiting for more, and I can't wait to see the next ones. But I also feel, but I also feel like they're kind of going to dilute it a little bit, because now there's going to be a Star Wars movie like every year.
Yes.
When before Star Wars was like this big event, like, oh my god, like every once in a while this big movie comes out.
I hate to go to this, but honestly, they know that they can make a lot of money off of it, and they're gonna, and it probably will dilute it. The same thing happened to the Star Trek franchise back when they were doing Deep Space Nine and Voyager and Enterprise and all these different shows, and then eventually they called that franchise fatigue is what that's called, and I think that's what we're gonna eventually see with Star Wars, maybe by the end of Episode 9, maybe by the end of Episode 12, however far they go, but at some point people are gonna be like, all right, you know.
Star Wars had that. What was unique about Star Wars is that they didn't do it as often as other franchises. It seemed like Star Wars was. It was
a big event. Like today was a big event.
Oh yeah, it's a huge event.
Will it be now that they're going to do one like every year? Is it going to be a big event? Like 5 movies into this, gonna be like, all right, another Star Wars movie. You know. I mean, I don't know.
Disney is the only studio that could do this too. Is to be putting out Marvel movies and all the Pixar movies, and
they're a juggernaut.
And Star Wars now, so because the movie industry is kind of failing in general, where
originality mostly. I mean, there's original things still in the theater, but
but the
less
original,
and less.
Yeah, and the original things you're not really going to rush out to see. You're seeing
the original content on television, and you're seeing it on the internet.
Yeah, because the only thing that's really like. Drawing, I've never seen a crowd as much as I did tonight, because like nothing else is as big as Star Wars and Marvel and everything. I think only Disney is able to like
make something that big,
because you need that much money to be able to make movies that quickly and to draw crowds to it, and have and buy all these big, licensed properties,
franchises, right? when are they buying Star Trek? I wonder. I think Star Trek needs it because, God, did you see the trailer to the new Star Trek movie? Not to get off on another tangent. Let's not do that.
When did Beastie Boys Sabotage? Great song, but when did it ever become the Star Trek theme song?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad trailer. Maybe the movie will be good, but that is the worst trailer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
so actually, and speaking of this, I really do want to say I really was excited when we saw this, especially in the beginning. When we saw it, it had technical difficulties, and when you're seeing a movie as big as Star Wars, you don't want to see technical difficulties. And luckily,
especially this one, Episode 7. It's like there hasn't been a movie with this cast since 1983, and then all of a sudden the projector's
I've
like
been
fucking
asking
up.
about this, seeing this cast again since 1983. Even though as I grew up, I've contended with. I've been content with Return of the Jedi being the last one.
Right.
But as a kid, I was asking my dad, like, where's the
When's
fourth
the next
movie?
one?
When's there going to be Star Wars 4?
Right.
And he's like, well, it's already it's over. You know, that's it. There's 3 movies and
devastating
and,
when you're a kid.
And I'm like, but there could be this could happen. And I was actually like explaining what could happen there. And my dad's like, well, that'd be cool, but they only did 3 and that's it.
Yeah.
And now all these years later, it's actually like
it
finally like happened, which is weird. So it's like the movie's about to begin. The trailers are starting, and it's 3D when it's not supposed to be 3D.
Yeah, we went into a 2D showing of it.
We went into a 2D showing of it. Everybody was there to see 2D, so there was lots of boos. Even when a staff member came out with a box full of 3D glasses and was like, I don't know how we're going to work this, but if everybody wants to just grab the glasses. At this point, people are like climbing over.
So we all go down.
Seats and
we grab the glasses. I give James the pair of glasses. We put the glasses on, and the glasses like aren't the right glasses.
And at first I thought it was just my glasses, but you could hear groans all through the
whole
crowd.
theater's like
after all that,
getting like angry.
And then everybody's looking at the glasses in different ways. Like, oh, I think it works if you turn them around or you turn them.
So am I gonna have to watch Star Wars with like holding 3D glasses upside down?
But nothing worked. And then every trailer it seemed to be like a different issue, and everybody is just like flipping their shit. And then
the Ninja Turtles trailer came on, and that one looked fine. And then it went to the next trailer, and it was like totally blurry. It was a fucking shit show.
And then I thought to myself, and this is I know next to impossible, but I thought maybe this is part of some really awesome publicity stunt, because they called the manager, and then the manager was about to come in. I'm thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if the manager comes in and it's Harrison Ford? And it was all part of it. And then finally, when the movie that came on, they switched it back to 2D, which was what everybody wanted in there. And as soon as Star Wars came up on the screen, everybody applauded. That was great.
Yeah, it kind of got you like
made it more
hyped,
exciting when it worked.
And then as soon as the guy walked out of the theater, it was like, dun, dun, and the thing came up, and we're all like, yeah, like going crazy.
Okay, so if you want us to talk more and go into spoilers, I feel you want to go into spoilers.
I have to talk. Okay. There's things I have to talk about.
Okay, so
next spoilers.
So next video, as if there isn't enough fucking videos in December.
Oh my god!
But we've been doing like 2, sometimes 3 videos a day on it's entertainment overload on Cinemassacre.
Yeah.